I'm Shiksha Arora. Now, in case you're wondering what we have going on here, this is quite an interesting day because we will be discussing online pressure in relationships. And of course, I needed to speak to the youth. I need to speak to people who are currently in this generation. It's called the digital era. So we'll be getting into that. But yes, in case you're wondering how to chime in and how to be a part of this conversation, you can WhatsApp us on 0793 267 279. That's the WhatsApp number. You can also call in live if you've also experienced something similar. Once you hear the discussion, if there's something that interests you and you want to be a part of the conversation, please feel free to call us live on 0795 045 864. The hashtag is Morning Cafe TV47 at TV47KE on Facebook and of course at TV47 News on X at Shiksha Arora. Right, let's get to it because I feel like there's a lot that we need to talk about and time is less because there's a lot of you. So we'll start off by introducing ourselves. Maybe you can start off.
Okay, thank you for this chance. My name is Austin Body. I am a student at the Multimedia University of Kenya. Yeah, and I'm excited to be here to talk about this topic because it is something that concerns the youth. Thank you.
Happy to have you. We can go on with the next.
Good morning. I'm Irene Omari, a student at Multimedia University, here to engage in the conversation.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Enoch Kebaso and I'm an IT professional, but currently I'm servicing Hodutech the Ventures as a business development manager. I'm glad that I'll be chiming in this conversation.
Nice suit.
Thank you. My name is Margaret Kimani. I am a media and journalism trainer, work with the young people, and I'm really pretty excited to talk about this topic, relationships. What not to talk about it? Yeah.
Hello everyone, my name is Matthew K. Samuel, the chairperson, Nairobi Young Entrepreneurs Forum, and the youth leader and entrepreneur at the same time. I'm happy to be here. Let's rumble.
Hi everyone, Nyatichi Helda, student leader, Kiriri Women's University of Science and Technology, serving as the Vice President 2024-2025 academic year. Thank you. I'm looking forward to an interactive session.
Good morning, I'm Titus, popularly known as Scholar Kid Poet, a law student at the University of Nairobi Law Parkland. Pressure to be here. Let's have it done.
Okay.
Good morning, I'm Umbi Njeru, co-founder Be Your Best Foundation and student at Multimedia University, Maths and Computer Science. Happy to be here.
Good morning. My name is Francis Frank Okanga. I'm happy to be here. I'm a citizen journalist at Samokweli and a youth representative. I know this will be a great discussion.
All right. Thank you so much, all of you, for taking time out of your schedules to be here with us today as we dissect this particular topic. Now, we're going to start off with asking a few of you, maybe you can just chime in wherever you think is important. I'd like to keep our comments quite short because we have a lot to talk about. So yeah, just try and keep it short. So the first question is, right, how do you think social media has changed the way we approach relationships today? In this day and age, right, things are very different from the times of our parents. Of course, we didn't have things like Instagram, Facebook, we didn't have all these apps that were present and the pressure wasn't there. But how do you think we approach relationships as the youth of today? I'll start off with you.
Okay, thank you. As you know, right now they're saying that the world is a global village. Mm-hmm. And the term village points out to the fact that before the civilization and everything else, people used to live in villages with a very limited vocabulary to their own native languages. So this really helped for people to know the background of almost everyone in the village. Right. Let's say, for example, your parents would warn you about maybe as the child of a certain family, or maybe if you wanted to get into a relationship, it was preceded. A lot of it was controlled by the family members, the senior family members who had experience. So we see social media changing this in a way that now I can get into a relationship without my parents knowing who I'm talking to.
Okay.
Yeah, so I believe it has benefits and it has also the negative aspects.
Interesting. Yeah. What about you, Margaret?
It has changed over time for the better, and somehow for the bad. It has become easier for us to date. You don't have to wait for months to see your person. It has become easier to see people in relationship. You don't have to wait for months to send your letters.
Yeah.
It's easy, yeah. Like he has said, it's a global village right now, yeah, and the world has been opened up. In terms of
Margaret, 1 second. I think we're having a bit of an issue. Or maybe you can pass on that mic to her with your mic. Yeah.
Yes, as I was saying, it has become easier. The world has become an easier place to date in. You can date someone in the US, you can date someone from just anywhere.
Right.
We have these dating apps, we have Tinder, all these apps have made it really easy, yeah? But then there's the pressure that we are all going to talk about here. But I think it is fair, it is only fair to start by saying that social media and the digital space has really benefited the dating space.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, we've got two very interesting positive comments. Who thinks that social media has made relationships harder, more challenging, more difficult out of all of you? Is there anyone who has that opinion? You wanted to say something?
Yeah, sure. The old school kind of love, handwritten letters, it took it all away.
Okay.
Like, you'll hear a man sending a letter to the wife during war,
Yeah.
and that is no longer there.
So it's taken away that essence of romance, true love. As we say, nowadays you just hit a DM and that's it. And it starts from there, right? So do you think that social media now has given people unrealistic expectations? Do you think that what we see online, these celebrity couples that we're always seeing, we have Kina Bahati and Diana, they look like one big happy family. They look so much in love. They share their positives. Do you think that it's actually made it very unrealistic, especially you, if you're not really a public figure, and what you're seeing constantly in the movies, online? Do you think it's made it difficult to date because of the expectations you have?
Yeah, sure. It's hard. It's actually made it a little bit. It's shifted the dynamics of relationships.
Right.
From when you have this media presence in this current age of telepresence, it's very easy to actually propagate some theories. And we know there is the concept of mass manipulations and things to do with that. But at a glance, if you actually glare and look at the scenes, people will have expectations of
Right.
what they want to have in a relationship. And most of them, they're just gimmicks. They're not real. So people just put out a certain image and everyone wants to imitate that. So it's really curtailed true intentional relationships, I submit.
Okay, interesting. And what about you? What would you say to that?
I think what celebrities portray online speaks about a theory called cognitive dissonance.
Okay.
They tend to portray what they are not really are to the public.
Just an image.
That's just an image. They may be having their own challenges, but because of the social media, they have to look happy and all that. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I've learned a new word. What did you say it's called again?
Cognitive dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance. Interesting. Yes, Margaret.
Now, to that effect, whatever you have said, I think we have to also recognize that social media is a tool. Yeah, it's a tool. And nowadays, we're actually told whatever business you open up, yeah, if you do not have a social media presence, then it will not work. Yeah, so we have to recognize even these couples who are using it as a marketing ploy, they are there to actually make money. Yeah, make money, because the higher the numbers, the higher the returns, and it actually translates now to maybe clients or something like that. So the first thing is to recognize that it is a tool, and we actually make the choice to follow those people, those celebrities. We make the choice to follow those celebrities. If you have boundaries and you choose to follow a certain person, no one told you go and follow Jesus.
Yes.
Go and follow the Bahatis. Yeah, go and follow them. You decided. So it is only it is not fair
Right.
to actually put
Blame
it and
them.
say you know, they are pressuring us to take our girlfriends to Maldives and all that. They are there for business. If you do not recognize that social media, the digital age we are living in, is actually a part where you can actually use it as a tool for marketing, for making money and all that, you will still blame it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. We can pass on the mic to him.
Okay, first of all, me, I will just say it's only a fool who sees fire and runs towards it.
Okay.
Because immediate cause of the relationship between one person to another, when they were engaging, maybe there was no that influence of another person in social media. It was a mutual concept between one person and another one.
Right.
But now, when familiarization now comes in, the moment you are already in a relationship, now you want to compare your relationship to that one of others,
right.
Of which is it's a good thing, because this brings a sense of growth, a sense of stabilization, and even brings a sense of trying to improve even more and more. But now the effects come when you want to make sure that you want to make it look like that one that you're seeing in social media, just to copy exact thing, not putting in mind whatever my fellow is saying here, that whatever the others are doing in online,
right.
Ni ile wanaita kiki. Yeah, just to look for subscribers and followers. But me, I will still comment on another thing. That mtu akukuacha, atakuacha tu. Hata ulie, ucheke, because you cannot put, uwezi sema kwamba, because maybe aliona online or what, that's why nimeachwa, ama that's why I have been heartbroken. Because a person that is going to leave you, will leave you. Whether there is social media, ama iko. Because even people were being heartbroken even before the implementation
before social media.
Yeah,
nice, well said. Now, you know, would you like to say something? Okay, sure.
So as much as we are saying that it depends on the person, but social media has a big role to play. You can see all the social science in the Western civilization, where people are having unrealistic goals. They even went as far as creating a website to show them that your goals are unrealistic. Like maybe if you approach someone and tell them, what is the ideal amount of money a man should own? Now, because these people are used to seeing Hollywood movie stars, and they're used to maybe on social media seeing people flaunting money, they will tell you he has to make a certain amount of money. So this app has a filter in a way that they put all these, the height requirements. You know, people are saying obnoxious numbers like 6'5". Like I've never seen anyone 6'5". Maybe you've seen a message
Gen Z girl,
or Gen Z. Okay, we have one.
I think 7 foot plus.
Okay. So you can see it's an exception. Like there are very few people. So, but social media makes you think that there are a lot of people who have achieved this level of opulence or maybe physical stature, and so people set realistic or expectations based on the social media, what they see.
Fair enough. Now, do you think the need for public validation, you have likes, you have comments, you have views, has really just influenced how couples are interacting with each other privately? Because this is a very, very interesting part, I think, of this discussion, because sometimes you could see there's a drift in the relationship, there are cracks, because there's a third party that's come into play, and there's validation that you're getting from a third party, right? Sometimes you post a picture online, and then there's this person who's commenting constantly on the photo, and your partner sees this, and they're just like, why is this person always in your comment section? Do you guys feel that sometimes social media, especially the men, I'm seeing smiles from the men, we'll get to it, sir. When you're on social media, in fact, I'm going to put this question right out there in the open. When you're dating someone, is it okay for you to like, comment, constantly interact and validate another woman? We'll start off with you.
I would like to say this. It first starts from what kind of relationship are you guys in? Okay. Because if you are completely in that relationship,
like if you're serious,
you have goals for that relationship. I don't think if social media life like Facebook, maybe Twitter or Instagram can influence anything, because at the end of the day, it's just a comment. Someone just leaves a comment, and
wait. What's the context of this comment? If you're constantly putting fire emojis, me personally, I catch feelings. Do you know what I mean? Yeah? I think ladies will agree. I feel like there are some boundaries that need to be put in place, especially now that we're in the online era, we're in this digital era.
Maybe what I can say is this. When my brother is saying it's just a comment, that's a statement used by the weak to try to validate their wickedness. Because
okay.
You started well by saying that when you are in a relationship, you have goal for this relationship.
Yes.
So there's no ideal point where you will tell me that you will keep on texting unnecessary thing to other ladies, post or all those things, and then trying to say that it's just a comment.
Or it's just a like.
Yeah, it's just a like. We are in this relationship. First of all, what I can say is this: the foundation of a relationship is love.
Yes.
And even if I refer from the Bible itself, they're saying love. One of the quality of love is jealous. So when there's no jealousness in that thing, inatoa utamu wake. Hiyo ndio utamu ya mapenzi. Because
okay.
I cannot be seeing you fluttering with everyone, then I'm just happy laughing there that
it's
I
okay.
have you. Yeah, that is okay. We cannot put this thing in a way that we try to justify. We try to justify a sense whereby you just keep everyone around you. That's a strategy of. That's the immediate strategy of cheating. Yeah, it's just a friend. It's just a comment. We're just hanging out.
And there's something called emotional cheating.
Yeah.
You guys know what
that's the exact
yes.
thing. So I don't think if I can agree with my brother here that.
Thank you for
it's
that.
Just a comment.
I'm glad we're having these opinions because it's very good to know what the general consensus is in the room. Go on.
I can say that if my partner posts a video or a clip on social media, then there is this one person who's always on the first comment section, like every day, every single chat. I, as a lady, I always feel jealous about it.
Okay.
And it's good as partners, or if you are in a relationship, there should be boundaries.
Yes.
If I'm posting a video, what kind of video am I posting? So I think if we do that, it will be a little bit better.
I've got you, Skuli?
Thank you. I'm going to be very fast and short as a cock on a hen. When we're talking about social media and you commenting on someone else, so when we talk of love, we talk of emotions. We talk of the connection. So how will your partner feel about this? Obviously, she is going to feel the feelings of inadequacy, the feelings of dissatisfaction. So you have to treasure your partner. You have to value him. So you should not just keep on posting and texting other ladies.
Ish. Class quality men in here. Give yourselves a round of applause. I hope you're not just saying this because of TV, huh? Because you're on TV. You're actually like this in real life.
I think one of the panelists was mentioning here that the online scene has taken out the archaic, mode of relationship.
Absolutely.
And you mentioned briefly that we need to control. There has to be control mechanisms, but that's the thing with the online, because there's no online police per se. That's why we get things like catfishing. There's people will just steal your identity. So we need to be very cautious when we are actually considering people who are posting their things out there online. And then also as a couple, I think also from a Christian perspective, there's some lessons that are drawn from the book, should be Corinthians 13 from verse 1 to 13. Love is not self-seeking. Love is not jealous. You said one of the characteristics of love is jealousness. So we should expound on that. But anyway, I think it calls upon a sound mind to actually introspect and understand what kind of traction they're gaining from the online scene, and also how it's affecting them, because there's an element called information overload. You really need to slow down and tone down, and actually, like specifically there are online sites I don't visit, like for my own reasons, because there's a way that there's all issues and conversations about algorithms and things to do with that. So it needs a very sound mind to actually introspect and understand what is actually being put out there. And a big percentage of the time, it's not actually true. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Right, remember, you can also be a part of this conversation. Please do WhatsApp us on 0793. The number is 0793-267-279. You can also call us live on 0795-045-864. I understand we have a caller. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, I'm still on the line.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm good. How is you?
I'm good. Tell us your name.
I'm MCU from Kangemi.
Okay, talk to us.
Yes, I'm getting the conversation is good.
Thank you.
And I like everything is going on. But what media has done to us, I think is good. Number one, media make like relationships to be good. Like now people are intermarrying. You see, like a Luo can marry a Luya from Western, and or whatever, or any tribe in the country.
Right.
But I think that is a good impact for the social media. That's number one. Number two, the social media has also reduced the poison of tribalism in Kenya. Now in the country, on the entire world, because right now you can get married to any person that you may like. That's number two. Now number three, and I think the advantage of the social media, I think it's good. It has made things to be easier. Now there are so many people or couples or married families are dating online. Right now you can interact with someone in South Africa, in the entire world, without even the problem, because now this interrupting. If I come to the disadvantage that the social media has done to the relationship, like the problem is number one, like you see you are meeting someone in New York, like ladies, you see they want to date people from maybe outside of the country,
right,
or inside the entire or whatever, or even us men. There's another problem. Disadvantage that we are getting is this. Like you see, you are meeting someone on social media, you don't know this person, you have never met him, and there are some other people now are dating online. You date online, like maybe video call and doing anything, and you disagree on dating online, and you divorce. Like someone is dating online, till to divorce online. You have never met this person. So there are so many disadvantages that the social media has done to us, but I think it's good if we try to view the disadvantage.
Yeah.
So we have also disadvantage and the advantage of dating online.
Thank you very much, Ken, for your input. Really appreciate it. Thank you for calling in. Remember, if you would like to call in, the number is 0795045864. We are talking about online pressures in relationships and how social media has affected relationships as a whole. So do talk to us if you have anything to add on to this conversation. Right. So we had a hand there. Would you like to add on to something that Ken said?
Maybe on the public validation.
Okay, go on.
Maybe this lady's love language is being validated publicly. Like, if you don't post me, you don't love me.
Interesting. Oh, so sometimes I feel like, in fact, that's a whole conversation on its own way. Posting your partner. Because I feel like sometimes it is a problem, because when you post someone, you realize that this person is dating another person, right? We've seen that happen. When you post your partner, you find out that your partner's past is going to come literally haunting you and traumatizing you, because you've now been informed of who they really are, and there's things that they might have been hiding and things that you had no clue about. So what do you think about posting your partner on social media? So she said that maybe this partner's love language is being shown affection online, right? What do you think is the right way to go about posting your partner in a relationship? Personally, have you done that? Is that something that you would do? Margaret, I would like to hold on to you for a second before, let's just get a conversation in. We've got Matthew who's just called in. Good morning, Matthew.
Hi, good morning to you.
How are you today?
I'm well, I'm fine.
Talk to us.
I just want to put my thought on the discussion going.
Yes.
It's well. Everybody is talking very critical things.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I think when it comes to relationship and social media, it's all about the mentality, the mindset.
Right.
Because when I just sit here with my wife and we're watching Bahati and Diana here.
Mm-hmm.
what we gain, you feel somebody gain some a positive thing from them, and one gets a negative thing from them. So and we are watching the same video, eh? So it's all about what you want to tap from them.
Okay.
So for me, I would say the mindset in us is what will make our relationship. Social media can't drive our relationship.
Right.
In any case, these are two different things. You know why people live together is out of love.
Yes.
And social media can't change that, because social media will be always there, and it can't drive your mentality as far as you are focused on what you want. Eh?
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that, Matthew from Naivasha. Margaret, you can tell us what your thoughts are about, you know, what I just mentioned about posting your partner on social media.
I think it's a personal choice that you make. Personally, I don't like it. I don't like posting my partner. I don't like being posted online.
Why?
Yeah. I don't feel the need to get validated from people. And actually, I think people need to ask themselves, what is the need for you to feel validated? Do you have like childhood issues? You weren't validated growing up. There weren't people appreciating you enough. So I think it's a question of, why do I need to keep showing people what I'm doing? Unless it's unless you're doing marketing, unless you're using this space for marketing, then you need to ask yourself, what is the real reason why I need to keep showing people that me and my partner, we are traveling together, we are doing this, we are doing that. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. What about you?
I think both of them have a valid opinion. Mumbi is talking about the typical Luo man who has a lot of ladies and is hiding you and akudanganya. So you know, at some point, if you have someone who doesn't even introduce you to their friends, you know, doesn't even introduce you to people who he holds dear to his heart, then you'll start thinking that maybe that's why he doesn't post me.
Because there's somebody else.
Yeah. So as far as that point, I think Mumbi is correct. And she's also correct, because if you have a problem of every day you're just asking your partner to post you, I think it's an issue of maybe attachment issues. I think it all comes down to communication, because she happened to mention love languages.
Yes.
Yeah. So if it's validation, it doesn't have to be online, because who do you want validation from? Is it me, or is it the people who view my posts? So you can discuss, and if it's me, then I will give it to you. But people who view my posts, then I think you should just talk to them.
I think what I can say, I agree with both of you, but still you can be posted and you are the only one seeing it. Yeah? It is very much possible you are being posted, but you are the only one seeing it because you wanted to be posted. And what I can advise my fellow Gen Zs or my fellow young people, huyo mtu ni wako tu ukiwa na yeye. The moment you leave, that is it.
No.
And that's the right thing, and that's where the issue of posting inaanzia. The issue of posting, as my brother said, aianzi pale whereby someone just wakes up one morning and anasema, you are not posting me. That person is not a mad person. There must be something that is initiating all this process of not posting. Maybe there's mistrust, there's a lot of things, so this person demands, okay, maybe today post me so that we see what will happen, this and that and that. But the moment, even the ladies always say, the moment they post, kuna ule wa kibeti, kuna ule wa kulipa rent, kuna ule wa fare, kuna ule wa Uber. So the moment anapost ule wa kulipa rent, amepoteza Uber, amepoteza wa pocket money and the entire thing. I think now that's the issue with the trust and the faithfulness.
Right. We've got Skuli there who would like to chime in.
This brings me back to what I said. We should right now consider our feelings. It's about us. It's not about you. So in as much as your love language is being posted, so there's someone who knows you better than I know you. There's someone who knows your past that I don't know. So how will I feel when someone comes, pours rotten eggs into our eyes, bring bad names into you, picture you as a bad person? How am I going to feel when I love you? And this thing about posting brings about this, the commonly used phrase, kugongewa ni constant. My friend, if you post that person, utagongewa.
Interesting. Now, I have to add on to something here. What role does social media play in triggering these insecurities, in triggering this jealousy that we're seeing? I already mentioned one element of it where, likes, comments, there's just that constant thing of validation. But what other elements could you possibly think of at the top of your head that could trigger these jealousies and insecurities? Because he did mention that if somebody's constantly needing this validation and sort of affirmation online, it stems from some sort of insecurity. So where does this security stem from?
Okay, so in my biology class, I think we were doing some classification, and there's some correlation where human beings and apes. So there was a study that was done, and there was a scientist who was giving some fruits to some, monkeys who were caged.
Interesting.
So one monkey was given a very specific kind of fruit. Seemingly it was better than the other one, and the other one was given a poor. After some time, the other one that was being given a poor kind of fruit started throwing tantrums. I think that's the same thing that happens even in the online scene. We can actually correlate and see the things that is being brought about in the online scene. Things like comparison, the social dynamics, that, the societal norm is actually more propagated on the online scene. There are trendy hashtags, like whatever my brother was saying there. It might not certainly be true, but because there's that element of social media, it gets propagated very fast.
Okay.
So I think I can just mention some small pointers, like whatever online brings about. So there's communication dynamics. In the times of our parents, it was hard to reach someone who you were interested in.
Yes.
But right now, at the click of a button, you can always get someone.
Absolutely.
So that comes with a lot of challenges. There's the comparison culture. There's a jealousy and trust issue because accessibility is quickened. Someone who, if you post, for example, your partner online, someone who was out of that field will notice them, and then they'll start chasing them, and that will trigger jealousy and things to do that. There is also the issue of online dating. I think that's a conversation in itself. There's also mental health effects. There's a way social media actually affects our lifestyle. And mental health issues also correlate to our personal relationships. Mm-hmm. So if I have been influenced wrongly by consuming the wrong kind of content online, it's going to affect even my personal relationships. I think we should also have a conversation on that. There's also that issue of conflict resolution and maybe the support system, such that people will... I'll post even a better picture than someone else, but people will validate someone else better than I am. And you see the whole issue of the monkey in the cage gets resurfaced over and over again.
Okay. All right. So we've got another caller. I'd like to take that. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
Yes, talk to us, my dear.
Mi nataka kuongelea kuhusu hii online pressure in relationships. Hiyo pressure iko, and there are a lot of disadvantages.
Yes.
Sasa kama unapata like kuna mzee mwenye anaendesha an Audi, a Jeep. Alafu wewe kama msichana unataka mtu mwenye anafanana hivyo.
Oh,
so unapata ni hiyo pressure ndio inafanya unaolewa. Unapata unakufa, unauliwa. Abia nonsense kama hii ya online pressure. Na siku za wazazi wetu alikuwa tu ananunuliwa kachai hapo na kamandazi na anapata mtu mzuri for life.
Correct.
Na ni ukweli. Alafu hizi hubris za watu kupost za kina Diana, za kina Views, za kina nini, hiyo pia it's another serious pressure.
Absolutely.
Hapo hakunaga love. Love si kupost juu tumeenda Dubai, tumeenda Malibu. Love ni hiyo ya kukaa kwenyu, kuinteract na watoto, kuinvest kama familia. That relationship. Nyingine ya online.
Yes.
Hiyo ni story.
Thank you very much, Nancy. Appreciate your comments. We've got a message on Facebook that's come in. Remember, you can also be a part of this conversation online at TV47 Kenya. So Ray says, I'm tuned in from Nairobi. I think people, or rather young people, are adversely affected by online pressure by choice. No one sent you to follow these celebrities. Sawa. Please don't unfollow me, guys. I'll appreciate. Right, so I do think that it's all about mindset, because I feel like Nancy also has a very valid point, because money also comes into play. When you see a man out there, she said, driving an Audi, you see a man in a Mercedes, and then your partner is driving a Nduthi. Like, sometimes you're just like, why am I with this man? So I feel like these are things that you really need to consider when getting affected by online pressure, of course, by letting it get to you. Because I feel like the minute it starts, you start feeling a certain kind of way. You start feeling a certain kind of emotion towards your man's social status. That's it. Or your woman's social status, because you're comparing it with a celebrity or just with another person online who's posting their wealth. I feel like that's where the cracks start to form. Yes, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I think just to add on from what Nancy has said and
yes,
what colleagues have said here. If you influence a relationship with online posts, or whether I'm posted or whether of this and this are being maybe commented, you get in affecting yourself, because it's a mindset. The moment you'll start maybe doubting that because I'm not being posted, or because a colleague from work is commenting on his photos or her photos on daily basis, then it definitely means that these people, maybe there is something. The moment you start acknowledging, because by time, it's come to approve that you in fact feel insecure of it, because you've started it yourself.
Yes.
I think most of these things, it starts with how do you guys want to conduct your relationship? Those personal discussions, personal agreements, that our relationship is going to be based on this, If your relationship is going to be based on online posts or like online live, then it's okay. But if your relationship is going to be structured on a very strong foundation, having goals and different maybe destinies, maybe you people, you want to sit together, you want to live together the rest of your life, then you have to be committed on it. You have to face the consequences together. But when you like putting your relationship online, or maybe being influenced by those online celebrities, then you start failing, because even them, they did not start it from there. They started it from somewhere.
Thank you.
So actually, this thing of online pressure, I've never believed in it, by the way.
Okay.
Yes.
I know there's a lot of comments that I'm seeing, but we have to finish very soon. But I want to come to one really interesting aspect of relationships, especially when they're online: digital privacy. How do you guys deal with the whole sharing of passwords, checking each other's phones? Do you navigate these things in a way that's amicable? Do you navigate them and, have these conversations right in the onset of the relationship? Or now in the middle of the relationship, now you're like, give me your password right now, I want to check your phone. How do you deal with this? I'd like to get a guy and a girl. So maybe you can start off with you. You'd like to say something?
Okay, I think that comes from when it starts in the beginning of the relationship, it's like you're building something.
Yes.
But when it comes in the middle, it comes in sort of insecurity.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think if it's about the openness, what you need a partner to know or not, you should be open from the beginning of the relationship. Yeah. To avoid the mistrust and the insecurities that comes along the way. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. What about you?
When you come to securities and navigation, for my sisters, ladies, let me tell you, they had the password of that man. That's how much he values your heart. If that password is very difficult, or pattern is very dangerous for you to get it, or
yes,
that is how that person guards your heart, because that phone might ruin your entire everything.
Okay.
This is just to be sincere.
Are you speaking from experience?
I have not finished. For the ladies now, when I'm talking now to my fellow brothers,
okay.
If that password of that lady is extraordinary, that's just a sense of alert for you. Yeah, that's an alert. For the men, for the men to the ladies, that's how they guard their hearts. But now to finish, to wrap it all, I just come to a conclusion whereby we put it live and direct that there's no need for secrets the moment you are in a relationship. If I love you and you love me, there's no need for any secrets about this and that and that, unless there's something that is being hidden between one person and another. But still, you can be given that phone, left with it even the whole week, but that person is still cheating. There's a lot and advanced methods of cheating. The email might come, you think it's for the job, but that's email for the cheating.
What would you like to say?
I can say that digital privacy isn't so bad, because if you're a couple, there is no crime for me knowing your password, and there is no crime for him knowing my password, because at some point you might need that password. But what I can say that a man who is cheating is always cheating. So even if I give you my password, you can always access my photos, my gallery, my videos. But at the end of the day, what do you get out of it? There's some people out there who are celebrities, who are people who do talk to so many people. You can take my phone. I have a lot of crushes out there. So someone can just land into my inbox like, hi, City. So if you see that message, someone's calling me sweet names, does it mean that I'm lying? Or am I cheating in this relationship? So it's not valid. So what I can say is trust. Because if you trust me, even if I give you a phone, you should be able to understand that my phone is like my bedroom. Someone can just use any other language to call me, or he or she can use petty names on me, but at the end of it all, it's all about trust.
I love that. All right, cool. So we have been added some time, so we will continue this conversation. I've got some messages that have come in on WhatsApp. Remember, if you would like to be a part of this conversation and send us a message on WhatsApp, our number is 0793-267-279. So this one says, personally, I feel posting your partner does not prove existence of love between two people. All these conversations that you're posting about your partner or not just shows the level of insecurities amongst partners nowadays. Who do you want validity from? Interesting take. And that message has come in from Zaga. So we've got another one from Trevor, who says, hi, online pressure it's so easy nowadays. At least people can mingle all over the world. So I think what he's trying to say is that it's made relationships easier to flourish, and of course, just being able to talk to people from around the world. Yes, would like to hear from you.
Okay, thank you. When it comes to the issue of privacy, my brother said that if a man's password is complex, then he's protecting your heart. I feel like that's a double standard, because when you got into the ladies, you say that if the password is difficult, then it's an alert. So for the lady, it's an act of love, but for the man, it's an act of love, but for the lady, he's hiding something.
I didn't say anything. I'm glad you said it. I'm glad a man said it.
So I think that's a double standard, and I believe that this generation, it is broken. That's what I can say. Because when you take a machete, for example, the wield of the machete will determine whether it's a tool or a weapon of mass destruction. When someone with a machete decides to clear shamba, is just about to plant, it's a tool. Yes. But when it decides to attack someone, it's the same with social media. I believe that social media can help, but it depends on who is the wield of the tool. You know, they say that God is love, and I believe that focusing on him will teach us a lot about love.
Yes.
It will teach you to be mindful of the other person. I don't see why you should go behind the back and then set complex passwords, and then after amekupata, you gaslighting. Like a typical Luo man, unaanza kumwambia, you shouldn't have looked at my phone, but you are the one who was infidelity. Yeah. So I think we should not have double standards. As men, in fact, my God demands more accountability for men than women. Yeah. So as men, you should be more accountable than a woman. You should take responsibility. You should ensure that there is nothing that will make her, give her the reason for her to believe in you. Okay. That is what I'm saying. But if you are telling double standards, no.
Yes.
Honestly, if I found my man's phone on the table and it's open, I'll just lock it.
You'd lock it.
Yeah.
You don't want to read anything.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Interesting. You don't want to know.
I don't.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Wow,
Like,
there's women like that. Yeah.
like
they're guarding the heart. Okay. Yes, Kuli, one last comment from you before we take a break.
I think this girl is wise.
A round of applause for her.
So let's call a spade and not a, let's call a spoon and not a big spade.
Okay.
Let us not sugarcoat the truth. These girls, the catalyst of misunderstanding and conflict that these girls are looking for is just a small misunderstanding. What am I trying to say? When a girl pops up into your phone and finds up something, she's going to misunderstand you being nice to someone to you cheating. So you as a partner, you have no business knowing your partner's password. Stay safe.
Let me stop you there for a second. What counts as being nice? I want to know. In your vocabulary, what is it to be nice to someone? How does that play out?
Be nice to someone, be generous to someone, how you talking to someone. Doesn't mean that when I'm talking good to someone, when I'm using these...
Names, sweet names. Like, would you call another woman babe, babes, my love?
Of course I can.
You
but
can.
That does not mean in any way that I'm dating her. That does not mean that I'm cheating.
You can call another woman my love, and that's okay.
I told you I'm a student of law. So if you come up and provide evidence enough that I'm cheating you, then I'm going to subscribe to your idea. But just because I call someone baby, of course I call many, but that does not mean that I'm cheating. That is what I take as being generous, being nice, and being a gentleman.
Hiya. This needs a break. We need to take a break because I need to talk to them personally because I want to understand a few things. But yes, we'll be back. Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in just a minute. You're watching the Morning Cafe Show. This is TV 47.
Hey there friends, welcome to Kids on the Block, where fun and imagination come alive. We dive into magical world filled with exciting adventures and awesome friends.
What position were you in?
I was number 2.
What position were you?
Number 1.
He decided to cross the bridge by his house and look for food on the other side.
We're going to do half cup of chocolate chips, and the other one, we're going to do half cup of the blueberries.
So, grab your imagination hats and get ready to explore with us. Join us every Saturday at 9 a.m. for new friends, amazing stories, and tons of laughter.
Join us as we explore the journeys of those who defy the odds and break barriers. We dive deep into the stories of triumph.
Sometimes when parenting a child with a special need or whatever disability, family life becomes a bit complicated and you may end up raising the child on your own.
Here, we inspire.
I have a farm which one we showcase with other dyslexic youths and autism, how to farm.
Motivate.
It's never easy, but what we do, the best thing is to work with another parent who has an elder child than yours.
And break through the barriers one story at a time. Push your boundaries beyond the limit. Saturdays at 8 p.m.
I'm Shiksha Arora. Welcome back. This conversation is definitely getting heated. Before we left, we had a very interesting comment from one of our guests in studio who said that, you know, me personally, I'm okay with calling other women babes, baby, my love. Like, these sweet names are okay because if I have the ability to make someone feel nice, then my partner should understand. We'll get back into that. But remember, you can also be a part of this conversation. WhatsApp us. The number is 0793267279. Or you can call us on 0795045864. We are discussing online pressure in relationships. I've got a message on WhatsApp that comes in from Lawrence, who's tuned in from Embakasi. Now, Amesema, this online pressure is something very complicated in a relationship, but it all depends on how you value your partner or spouse. Now, literally, this comment by Lawrence makes me want to throw it back to you, Skuli, because you've mentioned something. And you said that for you personally, your partner should not have an issue with you calling other women names like, you know, sweet names, like pet names like babes, baby, my love, honey. But let me ask you a question. Then do you really value your spouse or partner enough?
Of course I do. Once again, I'll tell you, calling someone those nice names doesn't mean that I'm cheating.
Okay.
So I'll call them in as much as I want.
Yes.
But technically, deep down me, I know that I'm not cheating. I know who I love and I know who I treasure. Yes.
Now, Skuli, I feel like we can go with this back and forth for quite some time. I actually want to say something to you. I did mention something called emotional cheating, right? And I don't know if you know what emotional cheating is and what you want to talk about emotional cheating?
Yeah, there's a book I read. We have a book club that runs, and then it was a very interesting conversation. It was about emotional boundaries. So you find a man X and a woman Y. They are very close friends. You know, there's that motion that is going on.
Yes.
So you create some ideologies on a certain party without intentionally intending to do that. You know, sometimes just introspectively think what effect it has on those people you want to feel nice. They might be misguided and think and count them as hints. Because, you know, you might be leading them on, but intentionally you're saying it's from the bottom of your heart, but they can't see it. So you see, that's something we should be very careful about. So in matters relationships, we need to understand that there's emotions that are being counterplayed back and forth, and we need to be very cautious about maintaining emotional boundaries. Like, for example, there are things I can't really say to someone else after I have screened and understood that this is the current scene that we have. I mean, I think that's why we have very many situationships, because we're not very clear about our relationships.
Situationships.
Yeah.
In fact, thank you for bringing me to that, because we need to dissect this name. Situationships, or it's complicated. Right, so before I started this conversation with these Mayangins here in studio, I asked all of them, I'm like, are you guys in a relationship? Are you single? And majority, well, not majority, I would say half of them looked at me and said, well, and I was like, okay, I've got your answer. Then they said, we're in situationships. And I was like, God damn. This is crazy, because I feel like these days, this word, situationship, it's so common. I feel like it's the new normal. Right? Before you actually say that you're in a relationship with someone, you have to go through 7 situationships at the same time to be able to like see, you know, okay, no, X, Y, Z, A, B, no, I want C. So I feel like there's so many options. There's so many situationships that are currently ongoing. So I want to get a perspective of a lady and a gentleman about a situationship and what is acceptable in a situationship and what's not acceptable in a situationship. And for maybe an older person who's in their 50s right now who has absolutely no clue what a situationship is, educate them. We'll start off with you.
Yeah, so when we talk of situationships, it just means that you are in a relationship with someone, possibly, but you're both not sure. Yeah, it's either one of you is, you have one leg in, hiyo ingine iko nje. Yeah, that is exactly what it means, because if we are fully committed, then that's a full relationship. But if we have
a title,
yeah, so that's a full relationship. So, but a situationship now, you find that today I want to hang out with you. I'm even sure I want to move in with you, but then I just want to move out the following day. Yeah, I want to do all these things. I want to be called your girlfriend, but then again, if I feel like
like a little bit of discomfort, then I'm running away very fast. We do not want that full accountability of this word, yeah? And now to link it to what we are saying today about the online pressure now, one advantage that social media has brought is being able to recognize red flags. Yeah, so you're able to see, this person, he actually mentioned he's okay, calling other women's babes. Okay, but he has very good elements in him, so I'll keep him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He said he would not do that, so let me hold on to him. But then he also has something that I don't like. So I'm holding on to these people because of the goods they are bringing, the good side of them that they are bringing. But then the bad, I don't want to keep that.
So you're always keeping your options open.
Yes, you're keeping your options open. And I love that about social media, being able to recognize those red flags. We had a whole series on TikTok the other day. Who TF did I marry? You remember that one?
Yes.
Yeah, so if you listen to such things, then you're like, do I really want to get into this person? I'd rather, I'm with this person, but then again, let me reserve my, my sanity. Kidogo.
Okay. Interesting. Very well put. Right. So lots of messages coming in online. Seems like this conversation is getting very sweet because a lot of people have a lot to say. So Kenny says, good morning. Online dating has its challenges. Like you find your partner flirting with another guy. And when you question, anasema flirting is not cheating. Because if your partner truly values you and respects you, then she can't have time to flirt with another guy. Very well put. Another one that says, hi, I'm Elvira from Kiambu and I want to oppose the issue of calling sweet names. Schoolie, that's for you. For me, it's a no, absolutely no, because you can't be nice to someone or rather call them nice names if there is nothing going on. Here, nimekata kabisa, as in you can't call me darling and call other ladies the same name. You have to create boundaries and make sure that they keep the boundaries. And another one for, we men should not be complicated. Like in short, let us not wear disguises on to put peace up, but to be real from the very beginning. Very, very interesting. Enjoying the show. That's Albert from Blue Post. And he says, on the topic online relationships, people have forgotten that not everything online is real. And failing to acknowledge this has brought conflict of interest. Thank you very much, Albert. And I'm glad that he brought this up because I was just getting into that. Everything that we see online is not real. You could be portraying a perfect marriage, a perfect relationship. But at home, you're about to just get separated. And you're only doing this because you want to portray this perfect image to the world, maybe because it's bringing you brand deals, maybe because, you're not really ready to show the world that you're open and you have kids who are in their picture, maybe because your boss expects you to have this status of a married man or a married woman, and the word divorce, or maybe just when you say that I'm not in a relationship. I feel like for Gen Z it's very different right now, but as you are maybe in your 40s and 50s, there's a certain level of respect that comes with being married or having the status of a married man or woman. So what are your thoughts about portraying something that is not true, portraying something that is not real? So maybe I'll start off with you.
Okay, we bring back when the romance now online, like sprinkle will tell you it's a bare minimum. Okay. You're watching a sunset with your partner, and that's a bare minimum, you see, because online is telling you easy vitu ndogo ndogo, the small things that matter, they are bare minimum. Also, on bringing the relationship online just to bring deals and stuff. If you have not seen nonchalant men becoming really soft because they saw someone being cooked a meal from scratch, because they saw it online, or being called kababa in the morning.
By the way, this kababa story. Thank you for bringing it up. Let's talk about that after you're done.
Yeah, like the positive part, like you see this person is not really the person you think they are.
Yes.
Because they want that softness. And also to bring back to him where he's calling anyone baby. I mean, girls will be motivated if your man is grumpy to all other girls and is only nice to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I've got another message from Magut from Eldoret who says, sweet and romantic names are like reserved parkings. They have their specific owners. Very nicely. And another one that says, I'm Vincent watching from Juja. I think what my brother Skuli said is very true. A lot of misunderstandings when you talk nicely to a lady with sweet words. It does not mean you are cheating on her. So, yeah, interesting. I feel like everybody has a different opinion on that particular, comment that he made. But let's move on. Mercy says, in life, sometimes we learn the hard way that not everything should be shared with the world. When you put your relationship on display too soon, it can create unnecessary pressure and expectations. The excitement of something new often drives us to share every detail, but it's important to protect what's precious, especially in the early stages. Privacy allows you to nurture your bond without outside influence or judgment, giving it the chance to grow genuinely and authentically. And I have to say that message by Mercy Chumba is, I feel, such a nice way to sum everything up that we've been talking about, because I feel we do feel this expectations and pressure and just so many feelings and emotions when you see someone else's relationship online and it just is portrayed to be so perfect. And then when you introspect, you're like, wow, am I missing? Is my relationship lacking? Is there something that is not present? Then you start looking elsewhere because you're like, maybe I need to keep my options open. And then it leads to cases of infidelity, calling other people names like that, which, by the way, some people think is okay and some people think it's not okay. But then again, it depends on you and your boundaries as a partner. So I feel like as we're getting into, the end, I also would like to bring this particular topic, which I think people always think about very differently, and I'm talking about dating apps, right? In this world that we're living in right now, is it easy or is it a challenge to have a positive, genuine relationship that you can make, and you can make that connection from just meeting someone in the bar or meeting someone in a library or meeting someone while you're playing football? Or do you think that we really need to go to dating apps to be able to form connections, which, by the way, we're not so sure about the authenticity of these relationships, because as we know, dating apps these days, they're a bit risky. They're a risky place to find love, so to speak. Yes.
Okay, thank you. One of my favorite political commentators, Matt Walsh. I don't know whether you guys know him. He found his wife. He's a conservative American, but he found his wife from a dating site.
Okay.
So what I think is that, as it was mentioned earlier, the situationships, they should just stop. I think objectivity is the main issue. When you go, I'll tell you one problem about the dating app. But first, objectivity. When you go to the dating app and you really want to meet someone who is genuine and you do not lie about stuff, people lie about their income, they lie about what they like and stuff like that. So, there are cases of people who are happily married. Like in my case, Matt Walsh is a nini. But he's in a happy relationship and is the kind of person who is not open to such stuff. Now, the problem with the dating the dating apps is one. I think it's bad to men and to women in one aspect. First of all, men who cheat, you'll find that a man, maybe, there is this beauty that everyone can agree.
Right.
You see someone and you all agree. No, achana ile at the beholder's eye. There is this beauty you can all agree. So there is this lady, maybe this guy has a lady, and according to your opinion, he's cheating with someone who is less attractive to this lady. So what does that say about men? Men, when it comes to standards of beauty, let me talk about men who are really looking for someone to play with, emotions to play with. They will not look at the physical aspects. So you'll find that men swipe more, they choose people more on the apps compared to women.
Okay.
Now, this man will give this woman an attention. Maybe the app will tell her there are maybe 100 men who are interested in you. They've swiped on your picture right. So swipe right is to accept. And then the lady will now think, I am this attractive. And then she will now start rejecting, because now, you'll find attractive men who are swiping right. But they just need someone to play with, maybe someone to pass time with. So it is so hard for the lady to tell whether this person is genuinely interested or he just wants to use me. And on the other side of the lady, the lady will now start thinking, if I can pull this kind of guys, then I will block this other kind of guys. And maybe you might find that there's some guys who are not as attractive, but now you will be the lady will be now ignoring them, thinking that these people really want her genuinely. So that is the problem we see. You'll find that a large portion of women want a small portion of men, and the rest wanakuwa, they do not have anything.
Okay, so somebody actually says that I seek to differ, that men swipe more than the ladies. Actually, those apps have neutralized the gender biasness. This is according to a comment that we've got. And it also says about dating apps, those things just have come to end the human race down to ashes. Everyone is finding comfort from dating apps because dating apps just reflect the very good side of people, which I think is a valid point because you don't really see this person as a whole. You know, you're just seeing a picture, and then that leads to catfishing. You've mentioned catfishing because that's something that when you see someone online versus what you actually get, online versus reality, sometimes with these filters, it's a problem. It's a problem, and not just for women, even men. The filters I've seen that men having these days, it's shocking. But you know what? I feel like as a whole, I think it really just depends on your mindset, on how you take online pressure, because you could let it make you or you could let it break your relationship at the end of the day. So I guess it's just individual to individual based. And yeah, as we wind up.
Maybe as we wind up, just to comment on what my brother Austin said, you know, when a rat is running and is going into the fire, you must look back for what it is chasing that rat, because it is not a logic thing. You know, currently we are trying to find a lot of perfection very far, but we have it with us.
Within. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, within your circle, within your people, within your friends, but you're trying to look for a better person or a better guy or a better lady, even more far to get yourself into those apps. Others, you need to pay them monthly or yearly just to make sure that you're using them. So what I can just say is the initiation of all this starts or begins with the options, because the moment you have almost 7 options with you try to compare this one with this one. This has car, this one has house, this one has shoes but don't know how to do this. This one has a house but is not providing. So with the moment you get in the sense whereby you try to compare this person to this person, this option to that one, you will end up getting nothing, or you'll end up moving in or staying with the wrong person. So what I can just conclude with the same thing is maybe for those ones that are using those apps, because even me, I just hear about them. I have never gone into them. I have never have had interest to know them much. But whoever are using them, maybe you can just use them maybe for your own for your own pleasure. Because I don't think, because whatever relationship is being built on, inajengeka hivyo ndio vile itaendelea, na hivyo you'll need now those things to make sure that you're sustaining it. And when I'm quoting my good friend Mwashumbe from the other side, always says a cheater will always get a cheater.
Oh.
Whether you like it or not.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Right. So as we wrap up, I'll get to you, but I've got some comments on WhatsApp. So Brian says, when it comes to the situation, for me, it's all about someone knowing his worth or value. Personally, I cannot be in a situationship. I'm bigger than that situationship. There's a lady who I was interested in, and she wanted to put me in that kind of situationship, and I told her absolutely no. Because when I asked her, is it a yes or a no? She said it's a yes and a no. And that we are dating and we're not dating. I couldn't take that answer. I told her, for me, it's a no. Thank you. Enjoying the show here in Umoja. Interesting. I feel like, especially for men, I feel like being in a situationship, it's a bit of an ego breaker. Because at the end of the day, it's like, why does she not want me completely? Why does she want 5 other people, right? So I feel like men are a bit more hesitant to get into situationships than women, because women, I feel, are more open to it because there are actually more options out there. That's the truth. You'll always have 5 men pursuing a woman at the same time. Now, whatever she wants to do with that, it's up to her. But like, I feel like women are more open to it, and it's not a bad thing at all, because personally, at the end of the day, if you're getting a better option out there and you're not in a relationship, mind you, or you're not married, you're not having a label to this, then I think it's okay, because you can't keep dating around until you find your perfect match. So I have been informed that we have to close the show. So we will be, doing that right now and getting into Tasty Wednesday. I went to Pullman Hotel and I actually got chicken tarragon from a very interesting man. He's an international chef, an award-winning chef. So we'll be getting to that in a bit. But yes, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate your time. I think it has been quite a wholesome conversation. I hope to do more of these, maybe next week or the week after. But yes, thank you for starting something very interesting. And I definitely